Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Bull City Pioneers podcast. My name is Hector.
My name is Luis.
And today we have another special guest, and I'm super happy for this.
Incredible, man. We got the man right here, bro.
So I'm the pioneer. I'm the pioneer.
Yeah, we got the pioneer right here.
Yeah, we got the pioneer for the pioneers.
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
I'm like picturing like a pioneer of the United States. Like I have the carriage. You know what I'm saying? So I got my pizza oven, and I'm like rolling through I'm rolling through the countryside like cooking pizzas.
Johnny.
So Johnny the Pioneer, great to be here. We're here.
Yeah,
so great to have you guys here. So
house.
I'm not here. You guys are here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're
So
in the house.
welcome to my restaurant, you guys.
We're in his house, you know.
Yeah.
Johnny speaks in Cary.
Yep.
Hey, what's the address of it?
It's at the corner of High House and Davis, 96 Cornerstone Drive.
Okay.
Awesome.
And just for your listeners and viewers, I met him at, what was the show?
We first met at the Pinhook.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, not the Pinhook. I'm sorry, the Wicked Witch.
Yeah, the Wicked Witch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was cool. It was a hip hop show, and I guess you had followed me on Instagram, and I remember a conversation we had. So
I initially found you through the Three Oak podcast, because I know you were on there, and I was actually on there not too long after you you got it.
Yeah, I
was really excited for that, and I heard you through there, and then I said, wow, this guy's like, his energy is like on the next level, and I want to meet this guy. I want to get him on our podcast, and I just looked you up, and then here we are now.
Yeah, we're doing it now.
Yeah, it was a really fun time doing that podcast. So that was one of probably like one of the first 5 I did.
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, so it was good. It was good. Yeah, I've been getting more loose. You know.
Yeah. Getting used to it.
So enjoying myself a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And you were actually you have your own as well too, right?
I do. We haven't been putting a lot of work into it. It's the Dope Show. We've done, I think, like 7 episodes. It's Dope. DOUGHPE. So Dope. So pizza dough. PE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
you have co-hosts?
No, it's just me. And we've interviewed some really big names. We interviewed the Grub Father. He's he does some writing and some stuff for like Travel Channel, and so he's up there. And we did the Brothers Green. They were on I believe it was Food Network. So we're really kind of looking up and just kind of asking a lot of people. We get a lot of no's, then we get some yeses. So now that's kind of etched in history. So those are out there. They're out there on iTunes, Google Play, everywhere. So that's
how you do it.
Yeah. So search for that. I believe we use Anchor.
Cool, because it automatically like uploads it to like every
absolutely other it's a great platform. Gary V pushes this. Gary V pushes Anchor, so that's how I found out about it.
Us as well.
Another big follower of Gary V. Is that cool.
That's big inspiration of mine. That's actually initially why you caught my attention so much, because you reminded me so much of him. Your energy level is so up there, and you're so driven, and you're so passionate about your pizza business. And I'm like, wow. I'm not even like, I actually, like, when I was younger, I used to want to have a pizza business or like a restaurant. But as I grew up, but like,
hey man, it's never too late.
Seeing you do it, and it's like, wow, this guy is like so driven, and he loves what he does so much. So like, it just makes me want to like push myself even further.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So,
if I can inspire people, and it's funny you mentioned Gary V, because we are friends.
Wow. Really? You've met him before in person?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
So it was funny because I actually knew about his company before him.
Wasn't it
VaynerMedia? VaynerMedia, his marketing company. So he had him. I knew the marketing company before him, actually. I had heard about a marketing company in New York that had this owner who was really outspoken, but I had heard they were doing some really big things. They did the Chicago Cubs World Series commercial and stuff like that. So what was funny is, and then I found out about him, met him, and
like in his agency or
yes, in his agency. We sat down. What was interesting is I had never met a person that I related to that was as famous as him. If that makes any sense. You kind of have these people in the world. It's like, who do I relate to in this world that's the most famous? Well, I don't relate to Beyonce. I don't relate to Brad Pitt. I don't relate to Jay-Z. I don't relate to, anybody in politics or anything like that. But I related to Gary Vee. He came from a strip mall liquor store that he ran with his dad. I mean, I'm talking about, here's your bottle of vodka, that'll be $5. And made it to where he's at, where he now has over 1,700 employees, a marketing agency, a sports agency. He invested in Uber, Venmo. He's done a bunch of stuff that's amazing. He invested in Snapchat and then got out before it. So it's like he got in when it was hot and out when it was dying. And it's not dying, but really took a dip. So it's like he obviously knows the market. So to see somebody coming from my line of work and then I'm kind of expanding, he's given me a lot of advice on my business that I use today. So he's actually given me actual tools that I've used to grow my business. I'm saying in terms of more units. So a lot of the growth you're seeing right now, and just kind of me being a marketing company first and a pizza business second, was really his advice. One of his pieces of advice is that everybody that's an entrepreneur needs to be a marketing company first, and whatever business they are second. Because if you're a marketing company first, your business will get all of the upside of being that marketing company, because you're using modern marketing tactics to market yourself. So if you focus on the marketing and then hustle your butt off at what you do, you're going to get all that benefit. Whereas if you're just focusing on your business second, and you put the ability to market for really next to nothing second, you'll never be maximizing.
Which is what happens to a lot of small businesses in the U.S.
They focus on, I just need to, buy for a nickel and sell for a dime. If I buy all this product and sell it to people and I'm there every day, but they're not putting themselves where all the eyes are, which is, on social media, email marketing, text marketing, marketing through the phone. So that's his advice, is to really do that, and that you're never working hard enough. So, I don't have time to market. Well, what are you doing from 7 p.m. to midnight? What are you doing then? You're playing video games. You're playing video games. You're watching TV. You're, whatever it may be. If it isn't for your family, fitness, or for your business, you know what I'm saying?
And what are you doing?
Exactly.
It's useless. So you've been at you know how he makes videos? I know you do, but he makes videos in his office. You've been in that office?
Wow. So, you said you've met him several times. Was this recent that you, when was the last time that you actually...
I'll show you guys the video after.
Okay.
I got a video of me literally sitting in his office.
That's awesome.
At his desk.
I've watched the whole thing.
I've watched so many videos on him in that office. I'm like, that office is dope as heck. Not only because of him, but, it's like the vibe.
You want to know what's really cool?
What?
His office is dead smack in the mix, dude.
In the mix?
In the mix of that building.
He
is working with the... He is in the trenches.
Everybody. He's not on the top floor and everybody
No. Everybody can see him. So he can see everybody. Everybody can see him. He's not hiding in his company. He is right there, man. And he walks around. He'll walk up to one person at one station and look them over their shoulder and be like, "What are you doing?" They might be designing a logo for some company that he doesn't even know he works with. You know what I'm saying? But he's interested in what's going on. And imagine looking over 1,700 shoulders. So that's enough about Gary Vee.
That's actually.
Let's talk about John.
That kind of mixes into one of my questions. Actually, it was, what type of boss are you? Are you one of the bosses that you're always at your business trying to see, what are they doing? How are they doing? Or are you kind of like more of a virtual stay-at-home boss where you're just like, all right, let me see, how much we're selling or how we're doing today? Or
I'm actually everything. So some days I'm one, some days I'm the other, and some days I'm both. I'm a worker's boss first, like a player's coach in football. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Rex Ryan is a player's coach. The players like playing for him. He's in the locker room a lot, chopping it up with them, and then you got Bill Belichick. He's a agency coach. His job is to make management happy. Win games above all else. Rex Ryan would rather have his team follow him into a fire pit and they're losing than them be scared of him or not play their heart out for him. He would, so I'm a little bit of both. My staff loves working with me, and I still provide to the company and make decisions where they're necessary. You know what I'm saying? It's if somebody's picking up slack, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them a chance, even after multiple mistakes, probably to redeem themselves. Where a lot of guys are like, you're costing me money. This has happened too many times. You're done. I'm more likely to work with somebody. I've taken employees back after they've had, downfalls and stuff like that, because I believe people deserve a second chance. So I'm more of the people boss. My job has shifted though. I used to be in my restaurants every day because that's what was dependent on me. I was one of the pillars of the day-to-day operations. Meaning, if I wasn't there, the business would suffer.
So manager kind of.
So exactly. I was more of an owner-operator. Now I'm really an owner-manager. So I oversee the managers. So what I do now, and Gary Vee told me this, and I'm going to refer to him, and then I'll tell you what I learned. He told me that I need to really put people in a position to win for me and with me. So what that did is it allowed me the ability to expand and be able to delegate responsibility. So I really have guys kind of running the show day to day for me, so that I'm able to come here and do things like this. This would have never been possible 5 years ago, because I've been looking over my shoulder at who's mopping downstairs, making sure they're cleaning, making sure the kitchen's clean, or how that pizza looked, or what I'm saying. So I came here from another job I was doing, which was looking over staff, handling some finances, talking with some managers at the other store. Then I came here to do this. I would have never had the freedom to do things like this. So what I'm able to do now is really focus on my business from afar if I need to. But when I walk in this door, I walk to every single one of those tables, talk with all those customers because I know them. I built those relationships back in 2003. I have customers that are here that have been mine since 2003. Their kids are in high school now, and I remember when they were babies.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the cradle babies. So I'm like, you have no idea. I remember, and they're like, God, Johnny, they're coming for so long. It's like, I remember you before you know who I was. I remember you when you were 0. I said that to one girl yesterday. It blew her mind. I said, I remember you when you were 0 years old crying your head off. She was like, oh my God. She was so embarrassed. And it's like,
and now she's old enough to order on her own.
That's
crazy.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
When you've been doing it as long as me, I've been in business in this area for 15 years.
Wow. Since
2003.
Yep. So we kind of skipped over this how we usually do it, but I love how this conversation is going. But we usually ask the pioneer about their origin at first. But hey, this is a good conversation.
But fire away. Let's get back on track.
Give us a little, tell us about how it all started. And like your come up and how you grew up, where you grew up
in business. And we'll start in life and then move into business. Well, I was born. I've lived all over the place. My parents worked for IBM, both of them.
IBM.
Yes. So what that really means is we moved around a lot. So I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. I lived there for 1 year. We moved to Pittsburgh. We lived there from when I was 1 to 5. Moved to Detroit from when I was 5 to 12. Moved to Chapel Hill, North Carolina in 1990 when I was 12. Graduated high school, moved to Philadelphia in 97. Lived there for 2 years. Then I moved to Columbus, Ohio, where I went to Ohio State in 2000. Graduated in 03, and then opened my business in 03.
Wow. Okay, and what did you major? You majored in business?
Economics, yeah.
Okay. And your parents were more on the business side of it?
Absolutely.
IBM? Or?
Yes, but work ethic, yeah. So they were in the business side of things, and upper management and stuff like that. I learned from them work ethic.
Oh, okay.
That's true. They worked 6 days a week all over the country, business trips. They worked their butt off. Yeah. And I saw what that allotted, which I lived a very good life growing up. And I wanted to provide that to my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just did it in my way. In a lot of ways, what happened is that I noticed that I wanted to do something different. And when I found the pizza business when I was about 12, I was all in.
We're all in.
I was all in. I was all in. My parents told me, I don't even remember this, I worked for a guy named Randy. He owns Randy's Pizza. I worked for him when I was 13 years old.
And you know him personally?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was probably the youngest kid he ever hired, and I mean, we talk to this day.
Wow, that's awesome.
To this day, we are friends. So, he told my parents that I told him that I wanted to own a pizza shop when I grew up when I was 13. I don't remember that. They remember that because they came in for dinner and I'm making boxes. He's paying me, I don't know what I was making, $3 an hour, I think.
Oh, man, $3 an hour.
Yeah. Happy.
Wow.
Happy. Folding boxes. I mean, think about you're 13 years old and you're in a room with men, you know, making pizza, hanging out. I mean, it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it was like, they were treating me more like a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, wow, like this is cool. Like you get respect in the work world if you work.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy for me. I had a tough time in school. Sports I dominated. But I mean, the thing about sports is there's not as much freedom.
Yeah.
It's so structured.
Yeah.
I felt like work, it was kind of like there is no ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
sort of,
you can only limit yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to be a professional athlete.
Well, what sport?
I played soccer. I played tennis.
Okay.
Yes. And I played like at the select level in Raleigh. You know, so I was really good. But again, it wasn't my passion. I was good at it, but when I found work and the pizza business, you could argue I wasn't talented enough to become an athlete that got paid. I consider myself a professional restaurant owner now.
Oh yeah.
I found my passion and I went with it. My ceiling, there is no ceiling. Am I going to stop at 4 restaurants? Am I going to open 10? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I have that option. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to assess, you know, what am I good at? What do I love? It should be, what do I love first? Am I good at it? And can I make a living doing it? You know what I'm saying? Those are very important. You know, I would always say that do what you love first. And, you know, are you good at it? Answer yourself that. It's crucial because there's a lot of people who aren't good at what they love and they might never be able to get good at it. And then the question, can I make a living doing this, is no. And you know what I'm saying? Just because you love something, if you can't make a living doing it, you probably have to find something else. I mean, I might love to. Playing guitar might be my passion, but if I can't play guitar in a room and everybody's like, "Oh my God, I got to get out of here," then I probably can't make a living doing that. So you have to be honest with yourself and say, "Is this something I can actually do?" If it's your passion, you'll probably be able to put in the time and effort that it takes to get better at it. The question is, are you good at it? You know what I'm saying? Or can you get better at it? If you can't, then you know. So I loved it. I was able to get better at it, and I'm able to make a living.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
and you said business-wise, you started around like 13. You said when you fell in love with
and
it.
so to get back to my venture off that path was, you know, I grew up all over the place. Found the pizzeria at 13, and I've been working in pizza ever since, all through college. Everywhere. So I've always worked in the pizza business.
No other job?
Always. I worked at a Greek restaurant, but they had pizza.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I mean, I dabbled around a little bit, and it was, and the reason is that when I went to Columbus, there was a big community of Greek restaurant owners there, and the pizza business was just not. It didn't feel the same in Ohio as it did on the East Coast. It was very different. So I really fell into kind of the Greek restaurant scene, which had a much more family feel.
Right.
A lot of the pizzerias that I saw in Columbus, Ohio were either chains or the owner wasn't really there, or like the family wasn't really there. So the Greek restaurants, I mean, the dad was there, the brother. So which was really cool. So I felt like I was part of a family, which I was all by myself at college. That gave me, you know, I parked my truck, moved into my apartment, and went and looked for a job.
Wow.
Easy as that.
That day. That day. I had a job. I was working the next day.
Wow.
I walked in, I mean, with just a white polo shirt on.
Right there.
Walked into like 2 places. Both of them called me back. I picked which one I worked at, and I started working the next day.
Wow.
I hadn't even applied for classes, and I was
already working.
I was already working.
That's how you know.
Yeah, most people are like, oh, you know, let me wait for school to start, and then I'll see if my schedule fits, and then, you know.
Oh, you said no.
I went up there early on purpose, so I ended my summer early to go up, get a job, get that started, because I knew that the best time to find jobs is when summer's ending
Yeah, because that's what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, all the high school. So I was able to like slide into a job.
Yeah.
And then I registered for classes. I was like, cool, I got my job, got my schedule. And then I was able to pick my classes based on my work schedule. Wow. And I was working 6 nights.
6 nights a week.
And taking a full load, 18 credit hours. Whoa. So I was taking a full load in college and working nighs, including weekends. Including weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and I'd go out after.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So
he's getting ready to start.
Yeah. So, you know.
I'll tell you what I wouldn't wish it on everybody. You have to be a certain type.
Yeah.
I'm that type.
Yeah.
I stayed busy. Like, I was looking forward to going out, and my whole philosophy was, if you're socializing and going out in college, nothing really happens until like 10:30, 11 anyway.
Yeah.
So I was getting off at 10, go home, take a shower, put my clothes on. Except I have money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go.
You know?
Wow.
So now, going back to the actual like restaurant and everything, you say you like to say in your videos a lot on Instagram that Johnny's Pizza is a family-oriented location, of course. And what I've noticed as well is like in your Instagram stories, you like to post videos of your family and your kids and stuff like that. So I wanted to get your take on like what you think of like social media and like having your family connected to your business, because I know that's something that like some people are kind of wary about putting their family and like having their stuff out there and people knowing who they are and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't really have a take on it. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
I've always been part of the community, so to me, it's no different. I want the community to know my family. I want my customers to know my family. I look at the people who follow me on social media. They're one of two things. They're either customers or they're trolls.
Yeah.
So if they're trolls, then this is my family. Do with it what you must. I get negative comments. Why are you doing that? Why are you putting your family out there? Social media is not important as life. Well, why aren't you spending time with your family? Well, I am spending time with my family. How do you post a video of you and your family if you're not spending time with your family?
Yeah, there you go. Makes no sense.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, well, then you need to be away from. I've said that. I said, well, I mean, I was with them today.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you need to be away from your phone when you're with your family. Cool. Your opinion.
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, a video.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just a video. 30 seconds.
I mean,
yeah. So, you get a lot of that too. Maybe it's people who see something. Maybe they don't have a good relationship with their family, and maybe they're envious of that, and that's their issue. It's not my problem. I wish them to have something better. You know what I'm saying? I would never be like, well,
screw you.
Exactly. Never. I don't operate that way.
Yeah.
And so, in terms of that, if they're not that type of person, then they're my customers. My customers, I need to give customers the experience of being at a family restaurant without me having to be here. And that's what social media allows me to do. I mean, I was knocking on doors, shaking hands, walking up to people at Target in 03, 04 when social media was, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's like you had it was one of those things where you had to really make an effort to market then. You really did. It was different. There was the yellow pages, man.
I remember
the phone book
in the apartments.
The phone book. That was a big deal, man, because think about it. People didn't have Google. So when they wanted pizza,
you had to memorize that pizza or memorize it.
I mean, or put it. You couldn't really put it in your phone. Maybe you could. Not everybody even had phones in 02 or 03. They really didn't.
You had to do it.
You know what I'm saying? There were people that didn't have cell phones then. Still.
So, growing up, you come up as a pizza restaurant owner. You work a lot. Clearly, I mean, even in college, I mean, your whole life you've been working your butt off. How do you balance that with family? Like, I mean, family is an important component of your life, of course.
It's the most important. Number one. Number two, I paid my dues before I had a family.
Okay. So you worked your butt off before you had a family. Yeah, that's.
I was a bachelor, as much as a bachelor. I don't think I didn't have, for the first 3 years that I opened my restaurant, I barely had a girlfriend for more than like 6 months.
Wow.
Just because, I mean, they're like, I love your drive, you care so much about your business, but like, dude, there's no time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally getting up at 6 a.m. and coming home at midnight.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, 7 days. So
7 days
there's
a week.
free time for sleep. You know what I'm saying? My free time was spent sleeping. I always said that if you didn't have to sleep, I'd be set. You know what I'm saying? If human beings didn't need sleep, I'd be set.
Yeah, man.
Because I'd have more time to get stuff done.
Yeah.
You know, and people say, well, you can still do that. And well, you can, but the problem is that during the sleep hours, there's really no business to be had.
Yeah.
You know, people aren't even like, if you wanted to work with somebody remotely or like collaborate on something, they're sleeping. So like the world kind of shuts down pretty much between midnight and 6 a.m. The world's kind of,
just like
nothing's really happening unless it's like at Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? So,
you're right. You were so right.
know, and so it's one of those things where, sleep is good. Get your sleep.
Yeah. But if you didn't need it,
but hustle at the same time, of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One thing that I was actually interested in asking you, that since we were talking about your family, besides your family being one of your biggest motivators and like to hustle and to keep food on the table, whatever, what other things are like that motivate you to do what you do?
Helping employees and helping the community.
Okay.
And I consider them the same. I kind of consider you have me in the center, and then you have my family, my mother, my father, my son, my wife, and then you kind of expand from that, and you got uncles, aunts, and all that. But outside of like family, you have your employees, and I kind of bundle them in as like they're part of my family. Meaning, I would do anything for them. I'll help them with a down payment on a house. I will help them when their kids are sick. I have an employee whose mom has cancer, and he didn't have insurance, so I lent him a large sum of money to help his mother get chemo.
Wow, that's awesome.
Because they wouldn't do it because he had no insurance, so they needed like $8,000 down payment. So I gave him that, and he was like, "When do I pay you back?" I said, "Don't worry about it. You work for me, we'll figure it out. Like this is for your." You know what I'm saying? And I saw a weight lifted. So that feeling is unlike anything. And I can do the same thing for the community. Let's just say it could be down to one sick kid that needs help at the children's hospital, to an entire organization that's looking to cure, say autism, or or cancer, to church groups, school groups, sports groups, clubs, whatever. If it's groups of people trying to do right or maybe fix a problem in the community, I'm 100% in. Awesome. I always give. Always. All they got to do is come ask.
Wow.
All they got to do is come ask. And you've got to make me feel something.
Right.
You have to present, because I get hundreds of people that want donations for stuff. Some of them come in and they go,
"Here you go.
Here's my number's at the bottom. This is for."
Right.
You didn't move me.
You didn't.
You know what I'm saying? You can't expect me to absorb what your organization or group for donation is about. I can't absorb that off the paper. So you can't expect me to just feel a situation out with hundreds of situations out there coming in. So the people who come in be like, I'm the treasurer, or I'm the supervisor of this group, and here's the situation. This is what happened. You need to move me so I can understand where you're at and how important this is to you. You essentially, I hate to say, you need to sell me on the fact that this is worth contributing to.
You're investing. You're investing your money, so to help.
And I want to feel that. I need to be moved. If I'm not moved, then to me it's just a money magnet. I know a lot of people who just push paper for money. Wow. They just send as many envelopes to as many. I've even had pre-recording. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Hey, how are you doing, business owner? We're looking for money to collect for the.
Wow.
I mean, in the end, those people lose.
They lose big time.
I mean, first of all, there should be volunteers. If it's a big enough, organization, then people should be happy to donate their time to make phone calls
and not pre-recorded.
So
of course.
So that's that, and so I'm always giving 100%. My staff helps me out. When I need help, I go to them.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm talking about I learn from my staff every day. Every day. I'm talking about from the top general manager all the way down to a dishwasher.
Wow.
I've learned patience. Imagine seeing somebody taking so much passion in cleaning a tray.
Yeah, man,
it's like all of their attention is focused in on one thing, and they're taking it very seriously.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I can relate to that because I was there. Number one, number two, I've got 100 things going on like that where I need. So to me, there's a certain beauty in being able to live in the moment and focus all of your passion into the most simple of tasks and yet enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a very freeing feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To see somebody so passionately doing their job and they only have one job to do. To me, that I respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's podcast. Really grateful for you guys. We actually had to split up this episode because it was running a little too long. So stay tuned again next week for part 2 of the Johnny's Pizza interview. Would really appreciate it if you guys left us a rating on iTunes, share with a friend, like on YouTube, do whatever you can to really just spread the word of the podcast. We really just want to spread the word of all these incredible business people, artists, and creatives within these cities, these incredible places, and we just want to spread a positive message to everyone, and really appreciate you guys for listening, and tune in again next week. Peace.